Soul Speaks podcast, where your soul speaks its mind. No more holding back, no more holding in. I am so glad to be back. I've been trying to get this message out for a long time, and it's been on my spirit, and I feel like now is the perfect time. I apologize about the audio from last time. There was something trying to stop me from putting that out. But we back, we better, and I hope that the quality of the audio is much better. Um the, we, we are in Virgo season, okay? And I feel so good. Um I feel so organized. I feel like I can rely on myself. And I feel like that's where a lot of us are in the collective. We know what we want now. Um, we're showing ourselves more love and grace during this season. And there may be times where we're a little bit, critical of ourselves or trying to be a perfectionist. But ultimately, we're giving ourselves grace in this new season. Speaking of new, this episode is called New Mode. So, I got messages from songs. Let's just get into it. So, a couple of podcasts ago, I told you guys that I was listening to the Kid Cudi album, Intergalactic, which came from the movie Intergalactic that he did on Netflix. First of all, y'all should check that out because it was very good. Um, but anyways, new mode, right? So I don't feel like I'm the only one who feels like there is a change of energy. It's not really the world that feels different. It's literally us. When we wake up, we feel different, right? We're moving different. We're thinking differently. And I feel that it's definitely a refreshing energy compared to the last couple of months and the energy that came with those last couple of months. I feel that we, like I said before, we know what we want. And so we're going to get it. All right, I'll take that as confirmation. There has been a lot of things that has been stopping us to get to where we're trying to go, right? Trying to get to our new levels, trying to get to our purpose, trying to get to our dreams and aspirations, and ultimately finishing the goals that we have set for ourselves. And I think there was a level of peace and clarity that our higher selves has given us in God and our divine team, ancestors, spirit guides, angels, the universe. I feel like they have given us a sense of peace and clarity about our goals and about what we need to do to change our circumstances, to be in alignment, in better alignment with our path, with what we desire, with our dreams and visions and aspirations, right? And before these last couple of months, they've been a little, as my mentor would say, OG, a little wonky. These energies have been a little crazy with the illusions and with the, not trusting your intuition and being very impulsive with certain decisions, or not being impulsive about certain decisions, and being indecisive and being lazy even at some points. And I say lazy very lightly because some of us really needed to rest. There was a lot of energetic pulling from other people, from lower vibrations, or from people who don't serve us or have the best intentions for us. And so there was a lot of energetic pulling, which in turn was spreading us thin, right? Even mentally. I experienced a lot of, self-doubt and low self-confidence when it came to like Gemini season. And I realized that very quickly after Cancer season, and was trying to really get rid of that. I did a lot of clearing, and I did a lot of like investing more into myself, but also investing more into my prayer life. Because yes, I love God. I have a relationship with God. But new levels, new quote unquote devils, right? New challenges, right? New things to let go of, right? New goals and new versions of ourselves that need to be developed. So as I communicated more with God and communicated with Him in different ways and asked for different ways of communication with Him, I saw really what I needed to do. And I feel like in this time, and I think for the next couple of months, well, I know for the next couple of months, the more you invest in your prayer life, in your communication with God, the more organized you'll be. The less self-doubt you'll have, the more self-worth you will develop and cultivate. Um, and me personally, I've always kind of battled with self-doubt, and I've always battled with self-worth because I wasn't really taught that, right? And I wasn't real, so I've had to, reparent myself, as we all have, dealing with our parent wounds. But this has really been the time where we can do that. And in Virgo season, they're known for being perfectionists, and they're known for being, on the negative side, kind of critical. And not all criticism is bad, but the right criticism. We don't necessarily need other people to criticize us constructively. You know, we should be connected with our higher selves and with God to the point where we're having conversations with God and our divine team, our ancestors, spirit guides, angels, the universe, and we receive these messages, and the other person that is communicating should just be confirmation. It should be said the exact same way or similarly to where we're like, okay, confirmation, I heard you, God. And I feel like that's what we're going to be experiencing in the next couple of months. With this new mode that we're in, it's physically, but it's also emotionally, and it's also mentally, and it's also financially, and it's also spiritually. Like I mentioned before, my prayer life and the way that I pray and the way that I communicate has changed, right? So I am in a new mode. And that new mode, I am so grateful to have, and so grateful to step into, and so grateful to experience. Because spiritually, we need strength all the time. The way we prayed 5 years ago isn't the same way that we need to keep praying forever. You know what I mean? And I feel like we are integrating more with the yin and yang within ourselves, the masculine and feminine energy within ourselves. We're integrating with our higher self, where we hear from our higher selves more. You know what I mean? But then we can also integrate the lessons that we've learned from our past self. And also integrate the fact that, yes, we are manifesting positivity and miracles for the future and success for the future, but also enjoying the present moment, which is very hard to do. And just enjoy the flow of life. When I was talking to God last night, I was pretty much saying, I was like, I'm just so grateful for my life. And I feel like a lot of people they don't think about that, right? Like some people, they're like, oh yeah, I'm grateful for what this person did for me and da da da. But I literally wake up every day and write in my journal, I am so grateful for my life. I am so grateful that I am alive. And I also told God yesterday, I said, um, I haven't really had a bad day. Like a few years ago, I could say that I've had bad days where like the whole day was bad, or that something would happen to me in the day and then it would carry over and it'll be on my heart and on my spirit, and it lasts. And I could say that this year, like, yes, I've been through the ringer, I've been through the fire, I've been through in the lion's den. I've been through that hot fiery furnace, that story in the Bible, that hot fiery furnace where they cut it up, you know what I'm saying, and walked out with no smoke. Walked out not smelling like smoke, no burns, no nothing. You know what I mean? And I'm very, very grateful for my life. I don't care what I'm going through. And I feel like that's because I've allowed things to just happen, right? And what's the lesson out of it? I am so grateful that I am alive. I am so grateful that I am breathing. I am so grateful that the things that I have been through, I have been able to process my emotions and think about the higher perspective of why it has happened and what I can do better next time. Or if I had to do anything better, and understand from God's eyes and from a higher perspective that, this person is dealing with something, which is why they talk to me like this. So in turn, I need to make sure that I'm protecting my aura, that I'm watching how I speak. It's a different mode. It's a different mindset. It's a new mode. It's a new mindset on how we are presenting ourselves to the world. We are earth angels and light workers out here. We have business to take care of. We have God's business to take care of. We are trying to reach God's fullest potential of what He created us to be. So I think most of us have been narrowing down what we need to do, whether that's eat better, add more water, work out, do things that we desire to do as far as hobbies, business ideas. I've been thinking before, because where I have Virgo in my chart, I am very like stern and critical. Like, oh, I need to do this by this time, and I need to feel like this, but it's a process. And I feel like if we shift our mindset to understand that it's not the destination, it's the journey, and what we learn through the journey helps us. So with this new mode, I'm gonna throw some lyrics out there, because as soon as I heard this song, I fell in love, and I still am in love with this song. And I planned on doing this podcast episode in Leo season. But you can't speak on nothing if you don't have nothing to speak on. If you ain't processed what you've been through, you can't speak on nothing. You know what I mean? And so I'm glad that God has been putting it on my spirit, like, get this one out, because you're ready now. And I'm like, okay. Like, there's going to be a lot of green light. You're ready to go now. Go ahead. You're ready to go now. You're ready to get that out. Go ahead. It's ready. Go ahead. There's no need to be, oh, but this isn't perfect and that and this and that. No, get it out. And that's another thing that I mentioned before in another one of my podcasts, is like, a lot of me fought against coming back and doing my podcast because the environment is not the same as how it was before. The audio wasn't the same as it was before. And God is like, but you have messages, get it out. It will get better over time. But you sitting on these downloads and you sitting on these messages and these ideas and these projects, you're just going to feel like you're not good enough. You're going to feel like you don't have any worth, or they don't have any worth, or you shouldn't be doing it because everybody else sounds better and does better and looks better. That's not the point. The point is to get God's message out. So he been on my spirit with that. But okay, so Kid Cudi said, I found some peace within. And when he said that, it really stuck with me because it's the inner peace, you know? Like, it's not finding peace outside of us, which we do need to work on, okay? We really do. What is peace outside of the inner, our external peace? Is it just getting some rest, taking a nap, going outside and enjoying nature, watching our favorite show? What is peace to us? So that's another energy that we're gonna be, figuring out, internally and externally. But ultimately, this opportunity to be in a new level, to have new beginnings, is giving us peace within. Because we know that the people who aren't allowed to come with us on this new level, on this new floor, you know, we did everything that we could to save them, to convince them. We probably begged, and they're not mentally, spiritually capable of even coming up those stairs with us, to even go on that floor with us. I had a dream last night that I was in an elevator, and I was in an elevator with three people. I don't remember the people, but I think they were like random strangers. And I was trying to go up, and we couldn't go up. And then it started falling down, and we had to press the button for someone to hear us. And we were like, we're trying to go up, and like the elevator, like totally, I seen it from an outside view, so the elevator totally moved like across. I can't explain it, but it moved across like to a whole nother area, and then it was able to come down to safety where we were able to get off, and I was in a totally different area. But I guess where I was trying to go before, I was not able to grow, right? I was not able to expand or elevate to a new level in that specific area. And that hit me so hard because where I was living like 6, 7 months ago, I was able to grow, but it was little bitty spurts of growth, like little bitty spurts. And I was grateful for that. But ultimately, after moving, my whole life has changed. My whole mindset has changed. The way that I process my emotions is a new mode. The way that I, discipline myself is a new mode. The way that I do things creatively has changed drastically. And once again, my prayer life has now developed into a new mode. And I'm at peace with that because I was able to look back and say, wow, thank you, God, for bringing me out of that. I hope I didn't digress too much. But okay. So Leo season was the theme of confidence is the key to success. So whatever you were confident in, whether it was how you were going to discipline yourself physically, what you were going to do about your goals, writing them down, money management, you were confident about how you were showing up in the world and how you were showing up for yourself. And another lyric that he said was, finally got my head right. It's a new me. And that hit so hard. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. Because when you think differently, you are differently. You show up differently. People look at you and like, wow. Random people come up to you and be like, wow. The people that aren't growing with you are looking from the stands and they're like, wow. I prayed for so long. When I think about where I have come from in the last 6, 7 months, prayed for this moment. It may not be everything that I desire, but it's what I need right now. It is safety right now. The goals that I've completed, I prayed for this a year ago, 2 years ago. But shifting yourself, purifying yourself to allow yourself to elevate and align with this new level is how you were able to get everything that you desire. And not everything, but what you have accomplished this year. This year is almost over. By the time this is out, September is going to be a few days away. Like, we're already in September, And that's a beautiful thing. But also, like, this year has felt like it's been like 2 years in one. It's went very fast. However, the things that we have learned and the things that we have filled ourselves up with, you're just like, man, it's only been 9 months. It felt longer than that. And we've prayed for so long for some of these manifestations, some of these desires, this mindset of being able to let go of heartbreak and let go of the negative criticism we do to ourselves, and the feeling of guilt for wanting better for ourselves, and feeling the guilt for wanting others to choose us and to be better and to love us. Like, we have to pour that love into ourselves. I was watching a reading from Evolving Spiritually, and she said the reason why, she was talking about twin flames, but just take that part out. She was talking about twin flames and how she said, that person didn't choose you because you're not choosing yourself. And that's a mirror. And she said, and I'm not saying that they're going to choose you once you choose yourself, because they probably will. But by that time, you'll be so healed and so elevated that won't even be something that you desire. And you're going to look back at that desire and be like, wow, there was a lot of low self-confidence there. There was a lot of lack of forgiving myself for trusting this individual who has shown me multiple times that they are a red flag. And these are the things that we prayed for. God, allow me to see the red flags in people so I don't invest so much time. God, please remove people in my life who don't mean me well, who wish harm upon me secretly and knowingly. God, please bring people in my life that will uplift me and support me and love me. God, help me love myself the way I loved other people. We prayed so long for this. We've cried for this. And our divine team has seen how hard we worked to get to this new mode. And we have more new modes to get to. But I don't know about you, but I can feel a dramatic difference. And I was going to say traumatic, and I think it's traumatic for those around us to see us grow like this, and they ain't done nothing. And we're not comparing or nothing, but you can tell by some of the people who are doing the same thing over and over. They don't feel new. They're not thinking new. They're not moving new. And it shows in their aura, how they speak, how they present themselves. So, he said, ain't the same as when you met me. I looked inside, I never let me down. Ain't the same as when you left me. Things have changed, you won't forget me now. When I tell you, I got the finger in the air when I seen that line. Like, dead ass. Like, I say every line hit so hard, but no, I mean it. I mean it. Like, that one right there ain't the same as when you met me. I looked inside. I never let me down. Ain't the same as when you left me. Things have changed. You won't forget me now. I mean, I don't even think I should speak nothing on that. Because you gonna feel that. You're gonna feel it. They're gonna feel it. Ain't the same as when you met me. I may have had low self-confidence. I may have not had as strong of a relationship with God as I do now. You may have been able to manipulate me or to put those illusions on me or to gaslight me but I looked inside. I never let me down. And what the quote I keep hearing and been hearing it all week is it's within you. The it is God. God's within you. I looked inside and consulted with God. I looked inside and consulted with my angels, my ancestors, my spirit guides. I consulted with the universe. And ultimately, everything that I have been through, everything that I have said, everything that I have done has been leading me on the path to this new mode, to this new mindset, to this new me. There has never been a wrong path for people who have good intentions and a good heart and who consult with God, who are God's children and they know it. We are aligned with our purpose. The energy has changed. You have shifted. God has placed an energy on you to actually create the life you deserve. Finally accepting me, loving who I am inside. The authentic parts of us that God has created. You know, a lot of people have shamed us for being who we are because they can't handle our light. They can't handle our divinity. They can't handle our honesty. They can't handle it. That's why they tried to dim us down and form us and mold us into what they wanted us to be. Shut us up. You know, hid us from the world. Hid our talents. Made us hide our talents. Try to make us shape shift into something that we're not. Oh. Others are realizing you're not the same, especially all the things that they threw at you. And I literally heard when I was writing that, I literally heard it's impossible that they made it. How did they make it through all that? They must have some type of protection. Yeah, we do. God, our ancestors, our spirit guides, our angels. They thought we would, could never make it without them. That goes for friends, family, parents, co-workers, bosses. They really thought that we wasn't going to make it without them. Like, we have now entered into our galactic selves. We are in a galactic new mode. We feel different. We think different. We are moving to new heights. Literally. Two numbers came up. Two numbers came up. 919 and 199. So 199 is a powerful spiritual energy and closure. Transition into a new and exciting life change. Our prayers have been answered, and we have manifested all that we need in our life for this moment. Okay? And then 199 indicates fresh beginnings, working on God's mission to shine light. Sign for light workers to get to work and shine their lights to illuminate the way for others, preparing you to beginning a wonderful new lifestyle. And when I pulled cards earlier, I got miracles twice. I got third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, and clear seeing, which clearly we are. Clearly seeing the next moves we need to make, right? Gaia gateway activation. So there's a lot of activating happening here. That's why we feel so different. Okay? Learning experiences, wisdom transmission, earth intelligence. Whether you know it or not, we have been so connected to the earth that we can feel the energies that are shifting. We can feel that it's time to level up, which is alignment. Okay? Like, it's as simple as waking up and eating what you feel you need to eat today. Driving down the road that God told you to drive down. Wearing what He suggests you should wear. It's as simple as that. There's new beginnings. I don't know how many times it's gonna come out, because in my notes it said new beginnings, it said new lifestyle, it said new heights, life changes. I don't know how many times it's gonna say new. You know? I pulled from a few decks. And I already talked about the third eye activation, which is clear, like trusting ourselves, right? Seeing things from a higher perspective. And also seeing things that are unknown. I'm going to read that one. Give me a second. I'm going to read that one. The third eye or brow chakra is the energy center found in the middle of the forehead between the brows. Often represented as an eye, it governs all aspects of our vision, including dreaming, reading between the lines, visualization, and even having psychic insights. This card transports us through a gateway representing our spiritual connections. Seeing with our inner eye is our divine right, and our soul self has never forgotten how to do it. In fact, often using this special talent even when we don't realize it. For example, when we imagine something before it happens. By the way, dreams are going to be very important. Like, very important. I literally told you about a dream that I had last night. And when I had it last night and woke up and was like, oh, what was that about? I didn't even think about it and what the meaning was until I got on this podcast. And I was, as I was saying it to y'all, I was like, oh shit, like that's the meaning? That's crazy. Because I didn't even think about it. I just was like, oh my God, I felt like I was going to die, falling in that elevator like that. You know what I mean? Like that, like I really was like terrified. But I didn't know that it literally meant I'm being placed somewhere else so that I can grow. You know what I mean? Tell your inner vision it is safe for it to be fully activated. Affirm, I am willing to see. This gateway encourages you to unlock your psychic abilities and to stop questioning your divine ability to see. Know that the great potential and healing will be unleashed when this space is activated. If you have an intuition about something, trust what you are seeing. This is a sacred time for the psychic potential that you have had since childhood is awakening from slumber. You have always been a dreamer, sometimes thinking about how the future will show up or revisiting the past. Now the gifts have been discouraged in the past are reawakening, and your inner vision is stronger than you can imagine. You have an innate ability to see further than the human eyes and are able to identify the energies of what is going on around you with your activated third eye. This gateway here is a confirmation that you are seeing and experiencing is in divine alignment and that you are being supported as you develop this source given gift. Okay? I mean, that was I just don't know. Like, you literally saw this new mode, this new mindset, this new vision in your mind's eye and start aligning to it physically in the 3D. Like, you've had an abundance of downloads, you feel regenerated, you feel successful, you feel like miracles are all around you, and if you don't feel it, your mindset is full of abundance. Your mindset is full of miracles, which is changing your reality. And not changing it, but manifesting that into your reality. You understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. Movement of the mind, movement of the body, movement of your prayer life. How you gonna move things and you ain't praying to God to help you move things? To shift your mindset, to remove blockages. You know what you are here to do. And if you don't think you know right now, work on the third eye chakra. Work on that. Continue to ask God to hear what He has to say. God, I am listening. What do you want me to see? What do you want me to hear? How do you want me to align to what you have for me? You know, there's illumination happening with Leo season shifting out, because we're in the beginning of Virgo season, but Leo season is shifting out. That sun has been shining. The sun is shining so bright right now as I'm doing this. Things have been illuminated on what we should do next. We have been the darkness has been casted out. There's so much sunlight, so much light, to where the darkness has to find somewhere to hide. They got to get out of here. It's too much. Which is why a lot of the people couldn't even come. The people that we've been begging to come are the same people that we prayed for God to remove. Ain't that something? And we ain't put no names to it. Some of us have put names to it. I know I have. Because I'm like, clearly this person, it's so much back and forth, tug of war. Clearly this person is not meant to be in my life forever. Clearly these people are not meant to be in my life forever. Clearly this mindset is not supposed to be in my life forever. There's a sense of, you've asked God to purify some things. These new beginnings are only coming because you decided to let go of the things that were not serving you, that weren't benefiting you, that were keeping you down physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. And now things are purified so that you can obtain these miracles. You can see these miracles. You can visualize these miracles. You can redefine what success means to you and what it means to God. You have let go of the doubt. You have let go of the giving, and not receiving anything. You let go of the fact that The things that you want but never expressed are not bad. Those are things that you genuinely want. And you should go after what you genuinely want if it's in God's will. We have to remember that. God created us. So we have to always ask, what is your will? What is your way? Because our thoughts are not his thoughts. Our ways are not his ways. I want to read New Beginnings. Daffodil Fairy. The third eye chakra is important, and the solar plexus is important. Because you need to be able to have that confidence and that willpower and that tenacity to trust what you're seeing in your third eye. And there's levels to this, because the New Beginnings card is the level 10. A cycle has been completed, and you're literally going into a new cycle. Literally. Life goes in cycles. Just as spring follows winter, a new cycle is beginning in your life. In the phases of Earth, the plants die in the fall so that there can be a new birth in the spring. It's the universal dance of death and rebirth. There is a time to end and begin, and this is the close of one cycle and the beginning of another. We associate the daffodil with spring, as it is one of the first flowers to emerge after it snows. The shape echoes the feeling of trumpeting in the new season. Its color, which is yellow, suggests vitality, radiance, and sunshine. The appearance of this card brings a message to wipe the slate clean. Let go. It's time to release the old and start again. It can be difficult to release familiar routines, situations, or relationships when they no longer empower you. However, your higher self encourages you not to cling to the old, but set sail into new waters. If you find yourself afraid to let go, the Daffodil Fairy encourages you to face your fear and allow yourself to stretch in a new direction. The Creator is at your side, and wonderful opportunities will be born in your life. Wholeness occurs when you can say yes to both endings and beginnings. The spirit of the Daffodil Fairy says, it is time to start a new project or a new cycle. Life force and vitality are emerging. Release that which doesn't serve you and support you. Make way for a new start. Success is at hand. That's success twice. That's miracles twice. Inner vision twice. Letting go twice. Things are coming double time. The sun twice. We we are in a new mode. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially. And even if we aren't seeing it with our two eyes, this is the point of visualizing it. Because where I am right now, compared to where I was 8 months ago, I visualized this. I wrote things down. I prayed more. I changed the way I ingested things. Physically, but also mentally. Changed what I watched. Watched more inspiring things, uplifting things, motivating things. Yeah, I watch a little. But ultimately, what are my goals? What are my dreams? What are my aspirations? What do I want in a partner? What goals am I trying to complete this year? Those are the things that I have been trying to grow. Literally writing down, what do I want to complete this year? I'm gonna start the new sheet of paper that suggests what do goals do I want to complete next year. You know, it's time to start visualizing things, writing down goals you want to complete every month, and putting everything, personal goals, financial goals, business goals, write everything that you want to do. The miracles are here waiting for you. You just have to be in alignment to accept them. And it's not so much about giving, 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 giving. Sometimes you do have to receive. I was listening to Sarah Jakes Roberts, and she said you can't just be, talking, talking, talking to God. You can't just be making requests to God. You got to be able to sit back and listen. Because, yeah, you can make requests. They're not saying you can't make requests. But that's not all your communication needs to be with God. Oh, I need this and I need that, God, and I need this, and if you can help me with this. What is your will, God? I'm listening. God, I would love to, I desire to cling to you. I desire to be right by your side. What do I need to do to be in better alignment? What do I need to do to be what you created me to be? There's a lot of that energy. Let us be the people that God created us to be. We have to allow God to really transform our lives. You know what I mean? And the more that we allow God to transform our lives, He will put what we want in our minds so that we can put it out in a 3D. And it'll have God written all over it. And that's why it'll be successful. Because you consulted with God first. You consulted with your higher self first. You consulted with your angels, your spirit guides, your angels first. And it's going to be God written all over that. When I'm in my career, I pray over all my clients. I'm always praying to God. God, thank you for allowing me to be a vessel for your love, your wisdom, your healing. That's the type of communication you need to be having with God. And I think a lot of us are, moving towards that. But if you didn't really think about how you wanted to talk to God and communicate with Him, this is a good time to start. Because miracles is here. The new beginning is here. We're in the new beginning because we're in a new season, literally. In Virgo season. There's success here 3 times. Wow. Success at the bottom of the deck. That's crazy. It's all about being still. 333 is important too. Being still and allowing God to shift things and to move things. And that's growth. Wow. Wow. So I love y'all. Stay hydrated. Don't be so hard on yourself. I don't think God wants you to be so hard on yourself. When you feel like you have done something that you're not proud of, talk to God about it. Trust me, I've done it. I'm like, dang God, I probably shouldn't have talked to them like that. I feel very convicted, But I also forgave myself, like, okay, I'll be better tomorrow. I'll be better in the next few hours. You know what I mean? Patience is here at the bottom of the deck. Be patient with yourself. Because rushing yourself in this process there's a difference, right? Be patient, right? Be patient with yourself in this process, but also with the negative side of Virgo traits, being a perfectionist. So not putting it out because, I want it to be perfect and I want it to look like this and smell like this and da 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 da. No. I will let you know when it's ready to put out. When you're ready to step, when you're ready to do these things, God will let you know. So, this is a time for interplay. This is a time for play, but it's serious. This is serious. It's time to ultimately accept all parts of yourself in this time. Because what God needs is your authenticity. He's seen you at your most authentic. And that's the only way you're going to be able to create, is being authentic. Creating the reality that you desire, and creating and co-collaborating with God to create the reality that He has promised you. You have to be authentic with that. You have to come to Him and tell Him all the things. Instead of calling your friends up, you tell Him all the things. You know? I love y'all. I love y'all. And I would try not to not put these messages out. Because these are important. These are important. And even for me, because I listen to them and I am shocked at the things that I say, and when I think about the energy that I was in and what I was dealing with at the time as I was posting these episodes, it really makes a difference, and it really makes my faith very strong with God, and ultimately reminding me that I do need to trust my inner vision. So once again, I love you guys. We are in a new mode. We are new people. We feel the new energies. You know, we're doing things differently. The miracles are here, and they're waiting for us to grab them. We are in alignment, and it is safe for us to be in alignment. There was energies before where we're like, oh, well, I want to grow in this way and I want to do this, but I don't want to offend anybody, or I don't know if people are going to like it. There's none of that. And I mean, there is some of that, right? There's some of that. But ultimately, we have to say, well, God gave us this idea, so God wants us to put it out, so God will take care of it all. There's liberation and freedom in that. The number 10 again. Wow. So that's 1010. So this 1010 portal might be very important. Prepping us right now for the 1010 portal. Because there's obviously more miracles to be had. There's more insights to be, downloaded within us. So, I love y'all. Take care of yourselves, and give yourself grace. It's about the journey, not the destination. Bye, y'all.